Yo, it's me, CSCOTT, baby, and I'm back with my review of the 2018 film Deadpool 2, starring Ryan Reynolds, Josh Brolin, and is directed by David Leitch. Alright, so I forgot to mention the post-credit scene of the first Deadpool, where he announced that Cable would be in the sequel. And right away, as much as other fans picked Stephen Lang to play the character, especially after Don't Breathe came out. They're like, yeah, he needs to be Cable. So who they pick? Someone who's already got a role in Marvel movies, Josh Brolin. Did he really need to have two roles? He's not bad. He's pretty good in this. But he was already Thanos. And now that Disney has control of this, what are they going to do? Are they going to recast him? Are they going to have Josh Brolin play two characters? Yes, spoilers for Avengers Endgame, but Thanos is dead, but still. Like, he even calls him Thanos in this, actually. And yeah. This is a 2018 film, right? Yeah. That wasn't the only casting I was kind of iffy on. They cast an African American woman to play Domino, who's not only, she's supposed to be white, not like American, but white. Have you seen any white? Now, I grew up with X-Men Evolution as well as the regular series, but she was in X-Men Evolution. She was white. White, blue hair, black, white. They reversed her colors. I mean, her, African American with a white thing there. Why? Because they're being proactive. This is what I don't like about some comic book castings. Because there's a rumor that they're going to have a woman of color portray Batgirl. No! Stop trying to be proactive, whatever. Stop trying to make a statement by casting people of other races to play characters who are supposed to be white. Especially when the character is white. Like Domino. White. Not this white, but... Excuse me, Max. That white. This white. That's what she's supposed to be. As soon as I saw a picture of her, well, as soon as I saw her name, I'm like, that's not a Caucasian name. No offense. That sounds like a very African American name. And sure enough, and I was like, hey, first of all, nothing to her performance. She's good in this. But it's not right. And I feel like this film, I mentioned in the first film that the whole thing for Wade to go on this, man, stop it! Now, Wade's whole journey was about him going after Ajax for a cure that didn't exist in the end. And I said, it's Deadpool, don't take it too seriously. And it's like they took that and said, let's amplify that by 10 million and give us a plot that in the end doesn't matter because the mid-credit scene will just reverse everything we did in the film. That's why I'm not a big fan of Hot Tub Time Machine 2 because the end credit scene doesn't set up a sequel. I should review the Hot Tub Time Machine movies because the second one needs to be reviewed. But, okay, let's leave that alone. So, what's the story? The story is that after the death of his beloved Vanessa, it's a good thing we did that love story in the first one, good thing she accepted him for who he was, and then they just kill her off at the beginning of the movie. It's good to know. Good to know. Wade is tangled up in a web. Tangled up in a story of a man from the future named Cable coming to kill the person responsible for the death of his family. And in this place and time, that person is a kid named Russell. So here's the thing. So Vanessa, we start off with your typical gag, right? And then him killing people to Dolly Parton's 9 to 5, and then he gets back. It's their anniversary. He gives her the skee ball coin from their first date, and she gives him the IUD, UID, whatever, the birth control thing. And they're ready to make babies, and they're going to be happy together. And, of course, because... Okay, so here's my whole problem, is that this whole plot, well, the death of his wife is dependent on him being a total idiot. And now he's an idiot. Don't get me wrong, Deadpool's an idiot. But when he's hired to do a job, he finishes it. Now, he's killing these people left and right. A lot of people, right? He's got to kill this one drug lord. And he kills a bunch of people. He's the drug lord dead to rights, right? And because a bunch of other bodyguards and stuff come in, he runs. He doesn't shoot the guy and run. He just runs. Now, had he shot the guy and then ran, he wouldn't have this problem. Because he didn't, he did have the problem. He knew that guy was going to come back. I didn't know it was going to be that fast. But yeah, a bunch of the guys show up, he kills everyone, except for the guy. And he hits every single one of them with all the blades, except for somehow he just misses this guy. This makes no sense. And then fires the gun. It kills Vanessa. And then he grabs the guy and jumps in front of a bus. He jumps out the window when it's ready. The guy jumps in front of a bus. The guy's dead. And they find him in a bunch of million. He blows himself up. Because the whole thing is at the beginning, he's telling the story of what happened. So you knew something was going to go on. And he blows himself up. And he's found by Colossus, who brings him to the X-Mansion. We get a cameo from the X-Men. Even though it didn't make sense because it's supposed to be 2018 and they would be old people. But it's the cast from, like, the prequels, which it doesn't make any sense, but this is Deadpool. It's not supposed to make any sense. But this movie really doesn't make any sense at all. So, then, the X-Men respond to a call at a mental hospital of some sort, where they meet Russell, who is one of the villains in this movie. And he's got fire powers and stuff. And Deadpool can sense that this kid has been mistreated by these people. So he starts killing people. And they're both arrested. Both he and Russell are taken in to a mutant prison. Why? We have literally seen him kill so many people at the beginning of this movie, but now he gets arrested. Why? If you didn't start off the film with him killing a bunch of fucking people and not getting in trouble at all, I wouldn't be questioning this, but you did. He killed a bunch of fucking people. 2925, by the way. And then he kills 2 people who are probably responsible for doing harm, physically, mentally, whatever, to this kid. And instead of investigating, they just arrest him. But he's killed people beginning of this. That's how I don't get it. Watching this time, that was the biggest question, is why is he being arrested for killing people when that's all he did at the beginning of this movie, was kill people and got away with it? But yet, he kills 2 people and gets taken down and then he's arrested. The only thing I can think of is because when they were writing the script, they said, we need a way for him to be at the exact same place as this kid when Cable shows up. So that's why they did it. Because he's not there for long. Kid still stays there. Cable shows up to kill the kid because the kid is responsible in the future for the death of his family. Okay. He's got this fucked up bear that was his daughter's. And he's got to make sure things change. And it's the bear that's supposed to tell him when things change. It won't be like, okay, so when eventually things do change, it's not scruffed, it's back to normal. But it wouldn't be there. If things changed, it would just disappear. It wouldn't still be there. Because he wouldn't have grabbed it to take it back in time with him. Now, I know other movies have done this, other shows have done this, because it needs something to change, way. But in this instance, it's what was left from the incident that killed his family. So, it wouldn't be all burnt up and scorched, and it wouldn't be in his possession. He could still go back in time, but it would disappear. That's what I'm thinking anyway. So anyway, Deadpool decides to create X-Force. Put a team together of these lesser-known X-Men characters or whatever. And this is where the biggest problem of the movie is for me. At least one of the biggest problems. This X-Force thing was heavily shown to us in TV spots and trailers. This is Deadpool. Where do you think it's going? Abso-fucking-lutely nowhere. I'm serious. You get this team together, you see it in the trailers, in the TV spots, they heavily advertised that X-Force was getting together in this movie. And it goes fucking nowhere. Because they all jump out of the plane, they're all getting ready to go and do things, and every single one of them, except for Deadpool and Domino, get killed. Why? For a joke. Ha, 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 a joke. If it was a throwaway joke, why did you put it in the fucking trailers? That was one of the things that really pissed me off. It's like, they advertised X-Force, they're making an X-Force movie, and then they kill every single member of the X-Force except for 2. And I was just like, why? I understand this Deadpool, throwaway joke. And I understood in the first one, when the whole thing was getting a cure and there was no cure. It's Deadpool. You could do a throwaway joke like that. But something like this, heavily shown in trailers and TV spots, and heavily promoted that there was going to be an X-Force put together in this. And then basically you said, hey, fuck you, no X-Force for you. No. It's bullshit. Let's get to the end of the film. No, Juggernaut's in this. He's done way better than X-Men in The Last Stand, and it's Ryan Reynolds doing the voice and stuff, so that's pretty cool. He's basically the right-hand man for Russell, who his big thing is to go back to the hospital and kill the guy responsible for mistreating him. So eventually, Deadpool and Cable and Domino work together, and they stop Russell and Juggernaut and all that, and eventually Deadpool takes a bullet for Russell, which changes Russell's mind. Because Deadpool is wearing the necklace that takes away mutant powers, he dies. And there's teasing through this that he's going to die and go back to Vanessa, and then we get the one thing that I really like about this. Now, Cable says that he only has one more time travel thing left. And that's to return him home. But he uses it to go back in time and save Wade. He puts the little coin thing in the side so that when he's shot, it hits that and it doesn't kill Wade. he changes, but and so the day is saved, right? Wade's still alive. The guy that wrestles after was still alive. Oh, that is until Dopinder just runs him over with the taxi. But I guess it's okay since Russell didn't kill him. So if it was okay for Russ, because this whole thing was dependent on the fact that Russell killed this guy and that started his evil. So instead of going and trying to kill Russell, who was a child at this point, why didn't he just go back and kill the professor dude? If it didn't matter if he died, as long as it wasn't by Russell's hand. I'm just now realizing this. But that is a charming sentiment that he did, because now he can't go back. And, now Deadpool's got a family, friends, can start building the X-Force. Movie ends. Okay, cool. And then we get the post-credit scene that fucking ruins everything. It ruins the sentiment. Because the whole thing now is that, the whole thing about this was that Cable sacrificed his last way of transporting himself through time to save Deadpool's life. But the mid-credit scene says, fuck you, again, because it has Yukio, which I believe was the one who saw Logan's death. It's a totally different character, so fuck you, continuity. And the Negasonic Teenage Warhead, yeah, she's in this too, fixing it. And then he proceeds to travel through time. Yeah, there's fun jokes about how he goes back in time and he shoots the fake Deadpool from X-Men vs. Wolverine, and he shoots Ryan Reynolds before accepting Green Lantern. But the one that really gets me pissed off is he goes back in time, he saves Vanessa. So that changes absolutely everything going forward. Except for then he goes in time and he saves one of the members of X-Force. Now, correct me if I'm wrong, but if he saved Vanessa, nothing else in the film would have happened, right? I mean, Cable still would have come back, but would Deadpool have been involved? Would Deadpool have been willing to go off on a mission? How would he have gotten there? Because the whole reason why he was involved with the incident with Russell to begin with was because he blew himself the fuck up, and Colossus scraped up the pieces and put them back together. So the fact that Vanessa's alive means that he didn't blow himself up, and he then wasn't picked up by Colossus, which means he wasn't with the X-Men when the incident happened. He wasn't sent to prison, to mutant prison. Therefore, he didn't escape with Deadpool, with Cable. Therefore, he didn't make the X-Force. Common sense, people. That's why I don't like Hot Time Machine 2's ending, because they just go around through time and it ignores something, especially in the unrated version where it says fuck you to the plot. And when they have a character come back and say, we gotta do this, and it implies something that was hinted at in the first one. And then they still keep the theatrical ending part at the end of that. I'll eventually have to review those movies, but I don't hate this movie, but retroactively, there's parts of this movie that piss me off. Because through all the problems I had with it going up to it, the one thing that I really liked was Cable's sacrifice. He's not going to be able to go back and see his family now because he used up the last of his energy. But then the post-credit scene says, fuck that, we're going to fix it. Deadpool's going to pull some gags. And that totally takes away the thing, because now he can go home, right? But the whole story is that he's stuck in our time. That's even in the video game. So you just wanted a little gag at the end, not knowing that now that means that he could go. Like I said, I don't hate this, but overall, it does piss me off when I think about it. I try not to think about these movies, but the stuff that's heavily advertised in the trailer doesn't mean shit in the context of the film, which a lot of trailers do that, but it was heavily advertised that X-Force was going to join up, and only for them to all die except for two, technically three, if Bob is still alive, or whatever his name is still alive, if they count that. Now, if Deadpool 3 comes out, or whatever they're going to call it, and they ignore the mid-credit scene stuff, which I think they should. I'm sorry, if you like Miranda Baccarin, I do, but they should ignore everything in the mid-credit scene. They didn't fix the time machine. He wasn't able to go back. Vanessa's still dead. Because that's another message with the film, is that he's got to realize he still has a family even though she's gone. So the fact that he still used it to go back and save her after realizing he still has a family also makes no fucking sense. I know it's Deadpool, it's supposed to be funny, it's a gag, but you gotta be serious sometimes, alright? So if I was making Deadpool 3, I would take that mid-credit scene and say, it didn't actually happen. Okay? I gotta give my score. My rating is, it's a 6. It's got some good things in it. Josh Brolin is good. Ryan Reynolds, of course, is great. A lot of things that piss me off, bring it down. It's a 6 out of 10. So what are your thoughts on Deadpool 2? Let me know in the comments below. Like, share, and subscribe. And yes, I'm going to review Once Upon a Deadpool once I finish these. Maybe tomorrow. Who knows? As much as this one pissed me off, though, Dark Phoenix is next. So if you thought I got pissed off here, wait till we start that one. I'll see ya.